Welcome to InstaRumor, where we cut through the noise and bring you the stories that matter. Today's headlines are exploding with controversy as America's most iconic late-night hosts unite in a fiery defense of free speech after one of their own was abruptly canceled for speaking out. What started as a debate over a controversial comment has spiraled into a full-blown clash between entertainment giants, political power brokers, and the very principles of democratic expression. This isn't just about Jimmy Kimmel, it's about who gets to control the narrative in America. Let's break it down. The shockwave began when ABC abruptly suspended a Jimmy Kimmel Live following Kimmel's on-air critique of the Trump administration's handling of Charlie Kirk's assassination. In a bold move, Kimmel accused the president and his allies of exploiting the tragedy to scapegoat left-wing extremism, a claim that landed him in hot water with Disney, the network behind ABC. But what followed was nothing short of unprecedented. America's late-night titans, from Stephen Colbert to Jon Stewart, rallied around Kimmel, turning their platforms into a battleground for free speech. This isn't just about one show, it's a reckoning over who holds power in the media and how far they'll go to silence dissent. Stephen Colbert led the charge, slamming ABC's decision as a blatant assault on freedom of speech during his Late Show opener. He called out Disney for caving to political pressure, arguing that Kimmel's comments, however polarizing, were protected under the First Amendment. But Colbert wasn't alone. Jon Stewart, ever the satirist, delivered a scathing parody of Trump's authoritarian rhetoric, reimagining his Daily Show set as a gaudy tribute to the White House. In a biting bit, he played the role of a sycophantic host praising Trump's crime-fighting National Guard deployments while mocking the president's baseless claims about cities like New York. Stewart's message was clear. When media outlets prioritize political loyalty over truth, democracy itself is at risk. Meanwhile, Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers took more subtle but equally powerful stances. Fallon, ever the optimist, defended Kimmel as a decent, funny, and loving guy, while vowing to continue covering Trump's policies without fear. Meyers, however, delivered a masterclass in irony, praising Trump as a visionary and great president before subtly dismantling the narrative with his signature wit. These hosts aren't just reacting, they're signaling a broader resistance against what they see as an erosion of journalistic integrity. But the real firestorm came from Donald Trump himself, who didn't just criticize Kimmel's cancellation, he threatened to revoke network licenses if they didn't toe the line. On Air Force One, Trump ranted about 97% of networks being against him, claiming they should lose their broadcasting rights for bad publicity. His rhetoric is chillingly reminiscent of authoritarian regimes that weaponize regulation to silence critics. But here's the twist. This isn't just about Trump. The same pattern has played out before. Colbert's show was canceled earlier this year after similar critiques, and now Kimmel's fate has sparked fears of a coordinated crackdown on dissenting voices in media. The implications are staggering. If networks can be punished for hosting unfriendly content, what does that mean for the public's right to hear diverse perspectives? The backlash has been swift and bipartisan. David Letterman, a TV legend, called out ABC for firing Kimmel over his lack of sucking up to an authoritarian president. Former President Barack Obama weighed in on X, warning that the current administration is using regulatory threats to muzzle media, a direct violation of the First Amendment. Even Maria Ressa, a journalist who's faced authoritarian regimes firsthand, was brought on The Daily Show to underscore the global stakes of this battle. This isn't just a US issue, it's a warning about how power can corrupt institutions that are supposed to protect democracy. So where do we go from here? The late-night hosts have turned their shows into a rallying cry for free speech, but the real question is whether networks will stand by their talent or continue kowtowing to political pressure. For viewers, this is a moment to reflect. When media outlets prioritize profit over principle, who's left to hold power accountable? InstaRumor will keep you informed as this story unfolds. But for now, one thing is clear. The battle for free speech isn't just on TV. It's in every courtroom, every protest, and every voice that dares to speak truth to power. Thanks for watching. If you believe in the right to question authority and challenge the status quo, hit that like button and subscribe to InstaRumor. Because, in a world where information is power, staying informed isn't just important, it's essential. See you next time!